All right, man. Well, we are live.
Hell yeah. Nice. All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of The Drum Drop.
I like it.
Yeah. Where I, a drummer, try to drop some of the most inspiring artists in Atlanta, Charlotte, and Tennessee.
Whew.
So right now, I know, that's a big statement.
Inspiring. Yeah, you didn't say inspiring when you pitched it. I'll do my best.
I'll tell you what, man. The stuff that you've got, especially on this new album, but we'll talk about, is inspiring. Like it's very interesting. It's very thought provoking. Like
Thank
very
you.
vivid.
Yeah,
I love it. But let me get through this first. Hold on, I'm not
Please.
done yet. All right.
Yep.
So right now we're here with a great example of what Atlanta has to offer. Jack Hamill. Right.
Sure.
We're here.
I'll take it.
We're here. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you navigating through Atlanta traffic to come and be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. It was quite the journey.
Yeah. No, it's like traffic every time I come through here is totally insane. It's only like 3 hours from here to Charlotte, but it's an extra hour and a half because I'm usually sitting somewhere.
Wild.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible. And like nobody learns. Like every time I come through here, there's another Yahoo like zipping through traffic left, right, or the other, or somebody's on my butt. Like,
well, I feel like it's tough because you feel bad if someone's in a car wreck.
that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody is hurt or nobody's too severely injured or
For
whatever.
sure. For sure.
It is it's very difficult to plan anything or try and get anything done, as you
Yeah.
saw today, trying to get here.
Yeah.
So why are we here, my guy?
I guess we're here because I wrote an album.
You wrote an
Maybe.
album. You did.
Yeah, I
You did
recorded
write an
it.
album. I can confirm that, actually. So
All right.
You did.
Yeah. You listened to it. You didn't just tell me you did.
No, I definitely listened
All
to
right.
it. I actually had it on repeat. I was in my hotel room, so
Nice.
I'm in Atlanta for a little bit right now, working, and I'm in a hotel. Very nice, very cool. So I have plenty of time after work to
Good
just
stuff.
sit there. No stuff doing. Just sit there and like practice drums or listen to an album.
Yeah.
And it happened to be yours. Album entitled "I Wrote This Album Because I Love You."
Yes.
Awesome. Who are we talking about? Is that like somebody?
That'd be my dad.
Your dad? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Can we tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, this is a story I need to get better at telling. I'm still trying to learn how to. But I had a great relationship with my dad. Most important man in my life. Still love him a lot, and he just passed away while I was in college.
Yeah.
Right before my senior year of college, very suddenly. He didn't know it was coming. And so this album is, in a lot of ways, me just working through that, trying to figure out how to deal with it. Music was something that was really important to him, and he shared that with me. But I honestly I was never into music in like high school or any time before that. I just really got into it. I actually got a guitar as my high school graduation present because I'd been like fiddling around on his a little bit. I learned Dust in the Wind. That was the first song I ever learned. And so
That's a great song.
my parents gave me a Martin for high school graduation, and I just kind of taught myself with YouTube, as one does these days.
Yeah.
And so, it kind of came on suddenly, and like that was something I shared with him, but I know I could have shared a lot more if he was still around. So, that's part of the emotion behind the album. It wouldn't have been written without him.
Yeah.
It's kind of for him in a way. It's also for me, but yeah, that's kind of the backstory, the impetus for why I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Awesome. No,
Yeah.
it's really like that's why I was saying inspiring, because there are so many different ways and reasons for people to get into music.
Yeah.
So obviously that as a catalyst is really powerful and passionate. For you, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So getting to see you live shows and the passion behind that, I never really understood that. I know what it is for me, but it's different for everybody.
Absolutely.
So that's why I think I wanted to do this as well. Was like I wanted to get to know.
Yeah.
Through the music is great. Like love hearing brand new music, brand new bands, but I have a sincere passion to like learn about people too, like a curiosity. So like I want to know, all of the ins and outs of how you create and how you get to where you're at.
And going off that, I like just starting to play shows, starting to learn how to share my music. Like I feel like the audience connects so much more if you just give them a little bit about what the song's about, or just the emotions behind it at least, so they know what they're listening for. Because sometimes lyrics can be a hidden, metaphorical.
Sure.
But if they know just the direction, I feel like you don't want to give them too much.
Yeah.
But if they know kind of what they're looking for in it, they can connect with it a lot more, and they can connect it to their lives.
Absolutely.
And then in that case, the music's actually doing something productive.
Yeah.
It's not just an ego trip.
I mean, do you get many people coming up to you after shows? And no, maybe not this album that hasn't been released yet, but previous music?
The longer I've gone on and the more songs I've written and performed, the more I find that happening. I have played these songs live some, and they're being the best received.
Sweet.
Which I feel like is a good sign.
Bangers.
I mean, I can't imagine.
They are bangers.
I can't imagine a better compliment than someone saying, hey, like coming up to me specifically after a show and being like, hey, I really enjoyed that song.
Yeah.
Especially like if it's just me and my acoustic guitar, like that's really important, that the song can stand up with just one instrument and vocals.
Yeah. And the death of a loved one is always something that grabs people, right?
Yeah.
Because people, there's lots of death that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Lose their parents or what have you, and so to have a voice for that and a melody to kind of make it feel okay is really, really great. And I think your songs do that. Or
well,
the
thank
song
you.
does it.
I appreciate that.
So, but right now, basically what we're gonna do with this show.
Yeah, please.
Is I'm gonna talk to Jack. We're gonna discuss all kinds of different things out from album to new music to historical stuff. We had some integration on Instagram as well, where we'll have some questions come in from that.
Yeah.
But what I want to do with the show is it's going to be a Spotify kind of exclusive thing.
Okay.
So right now we're on Instagram Live. Hello, everybody who's on Instagram Live and joined us. I appreciate you guys for doing that and saying hi. But we're going to cut off Instagram and we're going to go straight into Spotify. And I'm going to actually interview Jack and we're going to have some pretty interesting conversation and talk music. And if you would like to hear more about what I'm doing, just give my page a follow or continue to follow. And then look me up on Spotify. That's where we're going to be uploading. I'm going to take a quick break. And Jack, I'm excited. This is going to be great.
Let's do it.
All right, dude. So, okay. So this is welcome and I appreciate you guys coming back. We are on Spotify again. If you're coming from Instagram, I appreciate you. Like I said, we're going to be trying to do these shows every other week. So it's going to be kind of a long in between, but I'd love to get down to Atlanta and have an authentic experience, like a music experience. I don't want to do anything over Zoom or what have you. So it takes time. It takes some planning.
No, I'm glad we can do this in person.
Yes.
It's tough to connect over Zoom.
Absolutely. It's tough, but I think it just makes the quality a lot better. And it makes the conversation a lot more fun too.
Absolutely.
See you. So I appreciate you again being here to do this. Okay, so this album, like I said, I think for me, very inspiring, very vivid. The lyrics.
Thank you.
It's very in the way that you hear it, you're painting a picture and telling a story in kind of each one of the songs, and I really enjoy that about your music. Can you tell me what the journey has been like for you, maybe kind of getting here to where you are right now?
As a person, as a songwriter, what
so let's start with just you as a person.
Okay.
That way.
Wow.
Who is Jack Hamill?
Oh God. You don't want to know?
Yeah, I do. That's why you're here.
I feel like music has kind of helped me develop as a person. Before I found it, I feel like I was very I still am intense in a way, but very success oriented, very competitive. I kind of just burnt myself out almost. Man, we're digging deep right off the bat.
Let's get into it.
I feel like I said earlier, I got a guitar for graduation. And so I was going off to college, and I feel like when I went off to college, the mindset was 4.0, work out a ton, earn a bunch of money right out of college. That's the key to a good life.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the mainstream message. And, pretty quickly, I found the only thing I was really enjoying was just playing on this guitar, writing words down. I wasn't good at it yet, but so I feel like my competitiveness still drove me to work really hard at guitar, but I was able to channel all that energy and like frustration and anger into a good place, you know, and really find something that I feel like helps the world and makes the world a better place. Whereas, you know, when I was like looking at starting salaries at these jobs and stuff, I remember senior year, I flew up to Boston and I was actually interviewing at this hedge fund.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like, you know, you prepare for these case studies and stuff, and they're like, you're going to work 80 hours a week and dangle this big salary. And I remember like I felt like I did good in the interview, and then at the end, like they'd been asking me all the time about my passions, and I kept talking about music, and I remember like being there, and like the only question I didn't have an answer for is they said, you keep talking about music, like why should we think that you want to work here and you don't just want to make music? And I was like, I wasn't expecting it, and I had no answer. And then I went back, and they wanted me to come back up for a second round, and I was like, you know what, you were right. Like,
wow, yeah.
Like I don't know, like maybe I'll reach back out to you at some point, but right now, like I need to explore this more. And so, you know, I feel like I'm more self-reflective now, trying to figure out how to. I have a longer time horizon on my life now. I'm trying to figure out like what I need to do to be happy with my life in like 10 years, 20 years, like when I die, basically.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like what are the things that will make me proud of my life?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, we talked about how like the album's about my dad, and like the hat I'm wearing right now is my grandfather's hat. Like I feel very in tune with like what I need to do to honor the people who came before me, and you know, like what would make them proud of me, how to live my life. And so I feel like that's my goal right now, is just to make the best music I can, because I feel like that is the thing that I can give the world, you know?
That's super interesting, and
yeah,
that's awesome that you're saying that, because that's honestly I think one of the reasons why I kind of got into music as well. It's not something that I got thrown into, or like I take these lessons and you'll and I'm great at it, like it was work, but it was because I loved it, because like it's just fun. It doesn't
when
feel
when
like
did you
that.
start?
I started playing when I started playing drums when I was in like 7th grade. I played for a little church. I was playing in private school. So I played at a church there, and I loved it so much that Mr. Raleigh, man, my instructor, my music instructor, he didn't want, like, I think you had to pay to play the drums. Like, he's going to teach you how to play the drums. But I would go into his room and I would, just kind of like sneak a couple hits or whatever, and just like try and figure out like how this works. Because I've seen people do it and like creating these beats, and I wanted to figure out like how it works. And you have to have, the coordination to be able to do that. And so like
drums are a whole different beast.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
And but I've learned, the drums have taught me, and I think one of the reasons why I do love the drums so much is they've taught me how to take on problems, like challenges that that you're never accustomed to fixing. You have to learn how to fix.
I mean, I feel like it's overcoming your brain. Like,
exactly.
I remember like learning how to finger pick, and you have to like disconnect one hand from the other and one finger from the other, and drumming's like that with 4 limbs.
Exactly.
I can play like basic drums, but like learning a new drum fill is like reprogramming your brain almost.
It's literally what it is. It's reprogramming your brain to be able to say like, all right, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do it at this time, like over and over and over again. So but again, like that confidence that you get after you nail it, and then you're able to just kind of like throw it wherever. You take that outside of drumming, and I'm a lot more apt to take on problems, at work or in my personal life, because I know that I'm not maybe capable to do it now, but it's just something I got to learn, or like, how do I? What are the steps to get there? So that's one of the reasons why I love drumming. Probably another reason would be the emotion that I feel from it. Like I really enjoy just feeling the emotion that I give to the crowd as well, whenever you're playing a show. So, we haven't played one in a while either. In fact, when was the last time you played a show?
Maybe like a week and a half. See, I play a lot of these cover shows. Yeah. So
pays the bills, baby.
He pays the bills, but you're not, there's not that connection between you and the audience most of the time. The best thing you can hope for is there are a few people and like the table's close